Hi, this is Kim Pinkney and welcome to my channel. Alright, today is the day I am going to finish Braveheart. Woo woo! And then get him in the mail and get him out of my sight. Nah, just teasing. Hey you guys, thanks for joining me, and those who weren't able to hit the live stream, no worries. If you've missed any part of this little mini series of me drawing Braveheart, and this is for Julie, this was her suggestion, and so what I'm going to do is make a little copy for myself, little copy poo for myself, post it on my Instagram, and then make a speed video, and then I'm going to send this off to her as a big thank you. And yeah, if you guys have any ideas, suggestions, let me know. Preferably something that I have not done already. Like, I don't want to do 20 pictures of Ariana Grande or 30,000 pictures of Tupac, even though I've got one that I have of Tupac and Biggie that I want to finish for someone else. I started it and I said, oh, I could do better. You know, like when you get those ideas and inspirations and things like that. So anyway, so we shall begin, or rather finish. I've got a couple little areas that I need to work on. And there's some areas that I want to kind of make a little bit more bold. I don't want to take away from him, so I'm not going to put too much more detail into the background. I just kind of want to get like a variety of colors to kind of bring out excuse me, bring out the colors that are already there. The area that I'm going to focus in on is this area right here. I've kind of got my camera tilted a bit, so I'll be so that you guys can see it straight on, and I'm looking at it at an angle. Right here, I want to go ahead and finish coloring that part in, and instead of just straight up black, I'm going to throw a little bit of green in there, because a lot of his body here is in color, and I think the green will be a nice offset to his flesh tone here. So I'm using Prismacolors in this one, and oh my gosh, the Prismacolors sing. Where they're vibrant and soft, they just flow on this thing. And I am going to color this black, but I just didn't want it to be like just black. Black is all consuming on this thing. So what I'm going to probably do is throw maybe a little bit of red in there, using my color wheel. When you add the complementary color, it makes the other side, it makes both colors darker, or can enhance. So where I have the green here, if I put red on top, it gives it a darker, muddier tone. It'll either make it a darker red or a darker green. Or if I do equal amounts, it'll make it like black. So I'm going to go ahead and mix a little bit of that in there. So you got a little bit of the green, a little bit of the kilt, kind of merging together, and then I'm just going to color it all black. So the trick is that you throw in a base tone of one color, then go over it with the complement, and then try to cover up the complement, and it gives you kind of like a muddy black tone. So you see, like, it's getting a little darker now, and the less red we see. But the thing about it, my black begins about like right there, so it has to get a lot darker. So the fun part of what I want to do next is I want to do a series of pictures. They could be, what is it called? Coloring book pictures. I want to call it man froth. Like after my best friend, he had came up with a little term for sexy men, and kind of equated it to that foam that's on top of coffee. Um, of course, you could call it like coffee foam, but where's the fun in that? So men, coffee. I like both. I like them with various shades of cream and flavors. So I plan on doing different nationalities, sexy poses, and not unlike this. This would make an excellent coloring picture. So that's a thought too. I could have done that. Ah, see, inspiration comes at the strangest of times. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and darken in a little bit of some of these other areas, give it a little bit more of a rich tone. When I applied heat, it kind of dries up the baby oil. And this was baby oil treated paper. Julie, morning, morning. This was baby oil treated paper, and almost there, girl. I got my one area that I just did not have the time to do. I hit that. Missed my bus, but you know what? It is what it is. I caught the bus that got me to the terminal before my regular bus, and I'm at the point now where I'm stopped. I'm not going to even take that bus anymore. I'm jumping from the 42 to a 12, so I'm moving on up. Anyway, there is crayon. Crayola crayon. There's elements of, what is it called, Prismacolor, and then there's also elements of Crayola colored pencil, and all that's mixed together. That's my mixed media. I like how the crayons cover really fast, really well, and with this baby oil, everything's just like freaking amazing. Prismacolors are even more Prismacolory. I'm gonna add a little bit of cloudage going on in the background here as we're going into our evening here. So yeah, I think around 8 o'clock, I think I'm offended by your kilt. Oh yeah, it's looking pretty awesome. Wait till you see it in person. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Let's see. I just want to color in a few areas and kind of blend them in, and then I'm done. Famous last words, right? And then like the bottom part of it, let me see if I can get that to move a little bit so you can see more of that. And all this is doing is just making it just a little bit more brighter. All the little additions that I put to this, it all just seems to enhance each other. And I think in the sky I wanted to throw a little bit of gray, just a smidge. I gotta tell my friend that Braveheart is not Braveheart, but Man Froth is a go. I am going for it, and just maybe do about 12 pictures of just some hot, sexy guys, and hopefully I can throw in some celebrities, some guys that are kind of recognizable. And I wouldn't mind doing something similar to like this Braveheart kind of beefcake type of thing, where it's super sexy, but they're still in character, kind of, sort of. Doesn't have to be, what is the word? Doesn't have to be fantasy, but, you know, if this was like a fantasy cover, you know, I'm still trying to work it out in my head what I want to do next, but it will be the sexy guys. It will be the man froth type of thing, where I'm going to do sexy guys, possibly either with coffee, and I think that's what I was going to use with as a male coloring book, one of those type of things. I was going to do a coloring book based on that, and then maybe do a color along once I've got, you know, got that out. And then I'll post it on a website. Either, yeah, I think I'll do it on my, I got to bring my website back. It's like pretty much floundered. I was using Wix, and I like their tools and stuff like that, but it's like over time it just got so damn expensive. I don't know if it's just that either I got cheap or it got expensive. I'm not sure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up probably another Wix site, because I like Wix. But there's some things about Wix that I can't do with like Flash and stuff. And I love using like Flash animation. Now that I've got my program back, I'm just going to darken up some of these, just some of these areas. And even throw a little bit of black here, and just really get this in here. Alright, and just want to kind of make it so that you can't tell where it begins and where it ends. So I'm adding a little bit more green. I like to have a really soft gradient, because you can kind of see where it begins and ends, and I want it to be a little bit more seamless, like you really can't tell where it fades into darkness. So I'm going to do a little bit more adding of color, throwing it in there, and Wolverine's nice. I like me some Hugh Jackman. When that first came out, I went to that movie, that X-Men movie, and I thought he was like a young Clint Eastwood looking kind of guy. And I was like, oh my god, this guy is hot. And I kept thinking, oh my gosh, he's like Clint Eastwood. He looks like Clint Eastwood. And then I saw his name, I'm like, oh yeah, he's big. He's going to be a big one. And you know, I've drawn a lot of Hugh Jackman pictures. I don't think you've seen any of them. But when I was on Facebook, I asked people, who would you want to be in a caricature with? Live or dead, it doesn't matter. And on my Facebook, I've got pictures of Facebook friends that I had asked a question of, and I took like the first 20. And I did caricatures of people with their crushes, their favorite stars. One of them was with Dolly Parton. And so I did a picture with him and Dolly Parton, just standing next to each other. My crazy friend who loves the man froth loves Linda Carter. And I was like, I did a caricature of him being tied up by Wonder Woman, because he's kind of freaky like that. And she's kind of stepping on him. It was kind of hot. So I did that one for him. I did another one of my friend as, let's see, she is dressed up as Rogue, and she's without her gloves, she's touching Hugh Jackman, so she's gonna like steal his power. So she's like on his shoulder, and she's touching his face. So hers was Hugh Jackman. My friend from my childhood, who I used to draw with like over the summer, her name was Crystal. She wanted to be in a picture with the guy that plays Thor. So I drew Thor kind of like, and her as the other, his love interest in that movie. Um, so I have her, a character, and he's holding her hand like this, type of thing. Um, let me see. I've done a few others. I'm trying to remember what all of them were, but those were the most memorable for me. Can't remember the others. But yeah, I've had a lot of fun doing caricatures of people with their favorites. Um, let's see. But this one is going to be just the favorites with just looking sexy. And Wolverine is a damn good idea. Damn good idea. There is a picture that I want to finish, though, of Tupac and Biggie. Not sure how long that one would take. And since I'm not riding the bus with that kid, and I haven't seen him in a while, I might end up putting that off to the side, but I told him that I would do it. So maybe while I'm riding the bus, I can be working on that one. I'll do like a rough sketch of that one, and then color it on camera or something like that. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Let's see. And you can't trace on the bus. It's almost impossible. Yeah, I definitely do a lot of freehand. I ain't mad at anybody for tracing, but, you know, don't say that you drew it when you didn't. You traced it. No, I can't hate people on that. You know, you get your art out the way you do, boo-boo. You know, and if you have anything about ethics or anything like that, you know, you'll learn how to draw it all the way, but not everybody has time to spend years learning anatomy and whatnot, and they want to get it done, so tracing is the answer for them. So I ain't gonna be mad at them for that. Not gonna be mad at all. You get your art done, baby. So I've definitely changed my stance on tracing. But I like the idea of kind of combining art with edge kind of inspirations, like I did with the Batman and the tattoos, and then just putting like a little spin on it. Because I did use that particular one as a, what is it called? Source image, you know, to help me with the outfit. Okay, I am happy with this. Let me see if I can sign it. I need to work on my signature. Okay. For the love of Julie! There we are. Let's see. Here is a Braveheart. And I'll just like do a quick... Let me make sure I'm in the camera when I view this. Well, Wolverine's a damn good idea. That just gets my my juices flowing too. Okay. Oop, trying to get it while it's in the camera. There we go. And while I'm doing this, I kind of look for faults and stuff like that. Like I could be kind of taking care of some of the feathering around the edges of his arms. Let me see if I can zoom in. It's awkward because I've got this big container thing in the way. There we go. Yes. Let's see. Look at that work of art. Good Lord. Okay. I'm going to go run this outside so I can spray it real quick. I'm going to be back. I got to stop the stream so that it makes it easier for me to edit the speed drawing. Let's see if it'll... Looks like a little out of focus. Gotta wait for it to catch up. Let's see. Let me fix my focus here. I guess it won't let me fix it while I've got it going. There we are. Finally. Good Lord. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to run this outside, and then I'm going to end the stream ever so briefly, and then I'll come back and we'll start the next picture. Alrighty, and thank you guys so much for joining me. Here are some of the materials that I used. Crayola, Prismacolor, and the Crayola is really great for like really flat tones, and if you need to dull them up, use the Crayola, or dull up the Prismacolor. Use some baby oil. Let's see. Where's the flesh tones? It doesn't matter, but basically it's Prismacolor, crayons, and Crayola. Alright, I'll see you guys in a bit.